title and the date. All right, so today is all about writing our introductions to our pieces. You're gonna miss some stuff and have to redo it. So the question is, what are 4 different ways that we can write an effective intro to our historical report? So I'll give you some time to think about that. Crafting introductions. Sure. All right, so I'm writing about Christopher Columbus. That means we are writing about Christopher Columbus. And these are the table contents that I have. Okay, this idea of what's causing it. Oh, wait. Uh-oh. No, I know. I messed this up. Yeah. I thought I changed this. Oh, boy. Anyway, it's still going to be fine. That's weird. Did I change it on the wrong one? Oh, man. Anyway. This was wrong. This is I made for somebody else, and I changed it because I have different table of contents. Anyway, so I can have my table of contents. I have my topics. And so what I could do is I could say, I changed it. So pretend this doesn't exist up there. It should say, like, the voyage, why did he leave? It was like Columbus's path. And what you could do is you could write an introduction that just introduces what you're going to say. So I could have written something like the following pages will tell you what caused Christopher Columbus to sail west, what happened during his voyage, and what were some of the biggest impacts his choices had on the future. And that would be boring. Okay? See, there it is. We don't want to bore our audience. Okay? So this is an intro that is very simple. It doesn't really show much creativity or interest. And we don't want to, again, bore our audience to smithereens. Some of us that are not wearing our masks, we'll put those back on, please. So, there's 3 different ways that I'm going to show you, and then we'll talk about a 4th one. All right? And those are starting with something interesting, like a fact or a detail, starting with a quote, or comparing the past and the present. So, one thing I could do instead is I could start with this fact or question. Who was the single most important person to cause Europe's dominance of the Americas? It's not who you think. In the 1430s, China's emperor decided that exploring was too expensive, so he ended his nation's dominance of the oceans, paving the way for others to find an unknown land mass thousands of miles away. All right, and so trying to draw the attention of my readers, okay, introducing something that they probably did not know, hoping that they would continue to read. What about a quote? So Christopher Columbus's journal is published online, so you can find it. So these are his actual words. But not in English, I mean, he wrote in Italian. Columbus's own words show the mindsets most Europeans had heading into the age of colonization. With 50 men, we could subjugate, so that means like take over, make slaves, them all and make them do whatever we want. Here there are so many of these slaves. So again, starting with something that maybe someone didn't know, trying to intrigue them to read on to find out more. And I could start with contrast. So imagine flying from Europe, heading west. A few hours into your flight, you land at your destination safe and sound. Now, think about that flight again, but this time, you have no real idea what is in that direction. In fact, you might just fall off the face of the earth. This is what faced Columbus and his crew in 1492. So again, connecting the past or the present with the past, making people think, your audience, about something that maybe they hadn't thought of before. All of these ways are trying to get people interested in my writing, as opposed to just telling them specifically what I'm going to teach them. So now it's your turn. In your notebook, I want you to try this. This is the 4th way. The 4th way is like describing the scene. It's using creative writing, okay, to try to get people interested. So what you're going to do is, in your notebook, you're going to try and describe what it could have looked like. What could have it looked like when Columbus set sail? What would the ships look like? What do you think the people were wearing? What do you think maybe they were thinking? You just take 2 minutes and try it. Write descriptions. And then you are going to share it with your partner, so be prepared. Go. another 30 seconds or so. What did things look like? What was the weather like? All right, so at this point, I'm going to share with a partner, Pedro and Carmen. We can do partners today. Emma, Toro, I'll talk to Sue. So everybody else should have someone right next to them. So what did you write? What did they write? I didn't write it. Something like this that was like, I made a newspaper. You have no idea what part is? Kind of like a guess, I think. I wonder what they would say. All right, cool. Thank you. All right, 3, 2, 1, 0. I know when I said what was the weather like, some of you looked at me like, how in the world am I supposed to know what the weather was like? When we are writing and describing like this, we can use something called artistic license, which means that we can kind of, not be 100% accurate. It's okay. All right, you can't talk about aliens coming in to take over and stuff like that because that would not have been proved, and that's kind of out there and false. But you can say what things look like, even though you're not 100% sure.
You don't know if aliens are not
I don't think they were involved with Columbus, is all I'm saying.
Or maybe there was.
No.
Brain dump time.
Oh, it's not working. All right, well, brain dump without the music time. Go ahead, brain dump time. That's what's happening. No. We have to go faster on Wednesdays. All right, so hopefully you remembered the 4 different ways, starting with an interesting fact or detail, starting with a quote, contrasting the past with the present, or describing a scene. Now, I'm keeping these up here. Why? This is the language I should see in your writing. And when I read through writing over the weekend, I did not see a lot of this. Okay? You need to be using these words. I should be seeing these words in every single person's writing, because these words show cause and effect. And you should be talking about cause and effect. These words show geography. This shows that you are looking at a map and writing about geography. These words show your thoughts. You need to be talking about what you think. What do you think about slavery? What do you think about the indigenous people? What do you think about the colonization? Okay, you need to be writing about this stuff. That is the expectations. Okay, and a lot of you are way under expectations because you're just writing down what you read. And that is not the point. Okay, so we need to start doing a little bit better. This is up here. Use this. Use it. Use it. You have today, you have tomorrow, and you have Friday. And that's when your paper is due, is at the end of Friday. Okay, 3 subtopics, intro and conclusion, around 4 pages long. Yeah? Okay, so get to work. Let's go, Dr. Short.
How many times do we want?
About 20 minutes today.